Flowers, chocolates, a romantic dinner for two. Every year on February 14th, we're surrounded by symbols of love. We exchange heartfelt cards and make promises to our special someone. But have you ever stopped to wonder where Valentine's Day actually comes from? The story you think you know is probably just the sweet sugar-coated version. The real origin is much, much darker. It's a tale filled with defiance, brutal rituals, and a dramatic clash of cultures. So, get ready, because we're about to peel back the layers of romance and uncover the surprising and frankly a little disturbing truth behind Valentine's Day. Let's travel back in time to the 3rd century, to the mighty Roman Empire. Rome was ruled by an ambitious and ruthless emperor named Claudius II. He was known as Claudius the Cruel, and he had a big problem. He needed more soldiers for his army. He came up with a rather extreme solution. He believed that single men, free from the attachments of a wife and family, made better, more focused soldiers. So, what did he do? He outlawed marriage for all young men. He essentially put a ban on love, but not everyone was willing to follow the emperor's harsh decree. A Christian priest named Valentine thought the law was unjust and defied the emperor's orders. In secret, under the cloak of darkness, he continued to perform wedding ceremonies for young lovers, uniting them in matrimony against the law. He became a beacon of hope for couples who just wanted to be together. But secrets like this don't stay secret for long in an empire built on control. Eventually, Emperor Claudius discovered Valentine's acts of defiance. He was furious. Valentine was arrested, thrown in prison, and condemned to death for his crimes against the state. The story goes that while awaiting his execution, he befriended the jailer's daughter. On the day of his execution, February 14th, he supposedly left her a final farewell note. The closing was simple, yet it would echo through history. From your Valentine. This act of martyrdom, a priest who died for the cause of love, became the seed of the legend we know today. But hold on, because that's only one piece of a much larger and much stranger puzzle. To really understand Valentine's Day, we need to go even further back. Before Christianity had a stronghold on Rome, in the middle of February, the Romans celebrated a wild and violent festival called Lupercalia. This was a pagan fertility festival, and it had absolutely nothing to do with flowers or romantic poetry. It was raw, chaotic, and frankly, brutal. The rituals involved animal sacrifices, and men would run through the streets, playfully striking women with strips of animal hide, which was believed to grant fertility. It was a celebration of primal nature, not tender affection. So, how did we get from a wild fertility festival to a day of love? The answer is cultural transformation. As Christianity began to spread across the Roman Empire, the Church made a strategic effort to replace these pagan holidays with Christian celebrations. Lupercalia, with its mid-February timing, was a prime target. The Church decided to honor the martyr, Saint Valentine, on February 14th, effectively co-opting the date and overriding the pagan festival with a story of Christian faith and sacrifice. The brutal origins were slowly buried under a new, more palatable narrative. For centuries, Saint Valentine's Day was simply a religious feast day. The romantic connection didn't really take hold until much later. During the Middle Ages, it was poets and writers, like the famous Geoffrey Chaucer in England, who started to link the day with the idea of courtly love. They wrote about birds choosing their mates in mid-February, weaving a new thread of romance into the fabric of the day. This idea caught on among the European nobility, and slowly, the day started to shift from a story of a martyr to a celebration of romantic partnership. Then came the commercial explosion. By the 18th and 19th centuries, exchanging handmade notes and tokens of affection became a popular tradition in England and America. This paved the way for the first mass-produced Valentine's Day cards. Factories saw an opportunity, and what was once a personal gesture became a booming industry. By the 20th century, marketers had transformed Valentine's Day into the global commercial powerhouse it is today, complete with chocolates, jewelry, and expensive dinners. So, the next time you see a red rose or a heart-shaped box of chocolates, remember the journey this day has taken. It's a story that started not with romance, but with an emperor's decree, a priest's defiance, and a violent pagan festival. Love didn't create Valentine's Day. A long and complicated history did. It's a fascinating example of how traditions evolve, meanings change, and how the stories we tell ourselves can completely reshape the past. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey into history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more surprising stories. See you next time.